the new era movies and projects, the evil people are not very evil. The bad things that they do are just super corny, and they don't, as much as I hate myself saying this, it doesn't feel that believable.
How would you fix Star Wars?
Basis the last couple movies that came out and also the past couple projects that they've worked on, they've kind of taken away the evilness or the how evil and portrayed how evil the bad guys are and how good the good people are.
Uh-huh.
I mean that by look at the first trilogy, right? It's like a space opera.
Yeah,
It's kind of hard to have some nuances in it. There are some nuances like Han Solo, right? Like, you know, he's kind of this, but he predominantly is like a good character.
Yeah.
But I feel like in these like the new era movies and projects, the evil people are not very evil. The bad things that they do are just super corny, and they don't, as much as I hate myself saying this, it doesn't feel that believable, right? I mean, we're talking about space and aliens and, you know, and whatnot. But I feel like what they need to do is really break down and take time to show how evil the Empire is or how evil the villains are. Even if it takes a little bit of time, and I feel like it's very hard to do that in a movie, right? You don't have, time is against you. I want there to be like this is obviously the good team, this is obviously the bad team that they set up, right? But then from when you start watching that project, I want it to kind of have more nuance into it because life is not as nuanced. So maybe you have people that started off on the evil side start to realize, wait, are we the bad guys here? Because not every bad person on the Empire side is purely evil, correct?
True.
And not every person on the Rebel side is purely good.
Yeah.
So I like
Some of them just like blowing shit up, right?
Exactly. And some of them maybe are so filled with revenge or hate that they don't care killing innocent people or doing something against their own morals in order to achieve this end. I just want to see more like nuance in it. I like the idea, the premise of starting off with quite clear, hey, teamer, this team bad.
Yeah,
hey, this team good. And you start off like, okay, cool. And then as you start watching it, you're like, wait. The good people are now doing some bad things, and the bad people are starting to do some good things that maybe I would agree with, right?
Yep.
So I like that type of idea, and I think they should introduce that more into Star Wars rather than making it so like, as you said, they lent into that kind of the ideology of the black and the red things.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to see is, as you said, they have such a big universe that they can build, right? With all these different characters, all these different backgrounds, all these different worlds. I want to see more like unique character arcs. I want to see some characters that don't necessarily go from the Padawan, the trainee with no power,
to master
power, and then he or she has to fight with this. Do I turn evil? Do I find good? I feel like that trope is done a lot in lots of different types of things. I want to see like if it's going to be revenge, maybe it's like someone's children dies, right? And now this good character has to, you know, find a way to avenge the atrocities that the Empire did by killing his family. And in doing so, you follow this character that you bond with at the front, because who would not want to avenge their family? But then slowly he turns evil and he starts killing all of his friends or blowing up innocent planets in order to combat this bigger evil, right?
You know what I want to see? I want to see the entirety of the Ewok planet getting nuked.
Get nuked?
Yeah.
Why?
Out of existence.
Why?
Because they're annoying.
Because they're annoying.
There is a but. One of them survives.
Okay.
And he goes to a different planet with genetic modification.
Okay.
And he becomes like the Chad.
Nice.
The Chad Ewok.
Nice.
And it's his story about finding his place in the galaxy as being this ultimate Ewok Chad. Cranked up white boy.
Nice. Are we talking about more Chad than like Wookiees, like Chewbacca, or are we talking about...
Yeah, like he can take out a Wookiee. Like he's still small.
Nice, okay.
He's just super jacked and fast.
Okay, cool.
And he can take down a Wookiee, no problem. But so he's filled with rage, but he's looking for his place in the galaxy now.
Okay, would you give him a lightsaber, or would that be too OP?
No, too OP. I want to see him shooting at, let's say, so he's probably going to be against the Empire, right? I want to see him just use regular conventional guns against the Inquisitors, right? Is that what they call them? The Sith? Anyway, yeah, so when they try to block his bullets, they just melt in their face. Yeah, I want to see that kind of savagery.
That works. That works. Very sellable, and I can already see like Disney leaning into the little fluffy animal toys of your Chad Rambo style. Like,
He just has like
Ewok.
an 8-pack.
Yeah, like the red bandana on.
Shoulders are like some Sulek.